they like community stayed together, like, you know, through this tough thing. So I guess I get a different. What about you?
Attention, please. And we're I
to the flag of the United States, for which it stands, one nation, God, indivisible.
Thank you very much. Okay, can I get a roll call, please?
Chair Anderson?
Here.
Vice Chair Erickson? Here. Excused. Commissioner Snows?
Here. Here.
Commissioner Kasperi?
Thank you. Could we get a review? Well,
I make a motion that we.
thank you very much. Our public and on the agenda is Midvale various sections of the SSC, RC, and CI zones of the Midvale Code related to uses and section 17-5 regulating the vehicle.
Yes. A couple things for you. Remove an existing uses. So this is just kind of a general included. I outlined this, but there are use.
It's okay, it's just this.
I can see it though.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll just turn around.
It's all right, I can see it. So filling station or things definition, and then there are all other definition. It's just really anything. So to the with a vehicle related use, major, minor sale, repair, filling station allowed in the state street, regional, commercial, and and evaluate use permits, some of permits, so you don't see those on a staff level and requirements. Proposing to take all of those standards, individual zones, and instead put them into that we've had for the past year or two for some in all the in which they're those uses to allowed uses. This discussion before is the commission help take things off nature. Applications come to you, criteria, all you're doing is approving. Feel like it's a really good use of your time or the applicant's time to come through a public meeting. Instead, we will, if their building permits will remain the same. The only standard just were quite redundant. Excuse me, all we're doing, probably quite familiar criteria. Find that this makes interpretation more straightforward. Process for motion unless you have any questions.
of having, so if you ever need a change.
Yes.
Stuff, so I really
Yeah.
like what you're doing.
Okay, I'm going to open this to the public for comment.
Seeing there's no one here, I make a motion that we public hearing.
All in favor? Aye. Thank you very much.
It sounds process, which is good. None of the conditions are really changing. The only thing is that the public can't necessarily comment on it, but if it's already going to be approved, if it meets all the information, then that's kind of a foregone conclusion. Sometimes we have them put their input in as a consideration, the outcome.
Yeah.
So,
Which
right, so
they feel like we did it, and it's like, well,
we kind of already.
with the standards, so.
It's what it is.
Anything else? Anyone? No. That we recommend approval provided in the attachment noted in the staff report.
Second?
Can I get
Vice Chair Erickson,
Yes.
Commissioner Snow,
Yes.
Commissioner Lukey,
Yes.
Commissioner Edwards.
Yes.
The motion passes.
Now we have action item. And this is consider Midvale City initiated request to amend various sections of SF-1, SF-2, RM-12, and RM-25 zones of the Midvale City Municipal Code relating to master plan development. Liz?
Yes, so hopefully you'll recall that we had quite a robust this text amendment a couple meetings ago. Came away with a couple of to research and look into. So I've just ups to what I think were some of the we were interested in coming back to. Requirements was a big one we talked about. I put it, it's wrong
That's
in
where
my
you put
PowerPoint. Okay, it's a half again. Sorry, I was saying it spoke, but increase the parking to have, we've now come back with additional a half stall for guest parking, so and they cannot parking, so there will guest comes in, discover that we cannot regulate garage parking, we can't as being a way that they are able to meet parking requirements. So exclude driveways and have them have dedicated guest so that was what we came back with there. And I think we came away with was whether or not projects without common area should still be master planned. And after quite a bit of staff discussion, that would be of everyone's time when they're coming in for what we would discuss development, they're meeting the underlying. There doesn't seem to be to evaluate as part of a 3 acres or 4 acres of a lot by lot development. You know, they're selling those as individual lots for people to come in and build their own houses and own landscaping. So there's no coordination of development to be happening there. So it's staff's opinion that we would still propose only happen for common area. There was some discussion about what as a result of if projects do have common area develop to not do that. And I think for our city where parcels are built out and anyone that's coming in with some of these larger developments that might be utilizing a building footprint lot, like we most recently with the Trailside 300 East, if you'll remember, horseshoe piece, you know, they really couldn't develop that as a lot by lot development. And so doing the building footprint lot will help them get maybe an extra unit or two that they're interested in, but that development standards should give us increased an area and so I had to our discussion open to your thoughts and opinions, just looking for an action to take to this.
I think I'm still interested in like a master plan requirement over acreage. If you're going to build 40 houses, I can't imagine that like we would just say, okay, go do out some type of community input. And maybe I'm the only one here, but
Yeah.
I agree.
So you want a threshold? Tied?
I just like to see something where it's tied to the amount of land being developed, be that 5 acres, 20 acres, whatever it is. And I know that those are exceedingly rare in our built out community, but like that's my personal opinion for Midvale.
Sure.
So we recently saw one that was just barely over an acre.
And
But would
Yeah.
that be within what you think is acceptable?
yeah, I
or-
think if they don't want a master plan, that I'd be okay with that.
Okay.
But you think someone's going to go put 20 units on 5 acres? I think that should go through an additional level of rigor.
Okay.
I don't know if you'd want to force someone into a PUD though.
Fair.
So I think I like where it's a choice. I don't know that you might run into legal force a development of a certain size into a master plan development. I mean, you can do lot by lot, the zoning allows that, or you can do a master plan development.
That's fair.
And that would be my recommendation.
See, I think, yeah, if it's a subdivision and they're single lots, why do you need to have a master plan?
Even if there's 50 of them.
Yeah, you have a subdivision that have 50 lots, they don't have to go through a master plan. It's a subdivision.
Now, if they wanted to do footprint lots, or if they wanted to do some other configuration, then yes, that would fall under the master plan provisions in our code.
Yeah.
And then we're looking for, but just to say lots, therefore you need to be a master plan, I worry about that. I think it's a slippery slope there.
Yeah.
Also, maybe one thing to consider is that, pieces of land don't always come in nice rectangles, and there is always an incentive to use this option anyway, because with the footprint lots, you have a lot more design flexibility, and you may be able to get more units compared to a straight subdivision. Very regimented lot size. So there's another aspect that actually that sort of drives it, development in that direction oftentimes anyway.
And if someone were to, I'm sorry, I feel like I'm interrupting all sorts of, but
No, you're adding.
if someone came in and said, okay, well, on this piece I could do X number of lots, if they choose option, they're not getting an increase in density. We're still holding them to that base density in the zone. It's just rather than squares or pie-shaped or rectangle lots, they're choosing a different configuration. And what would have been yard space in a straight, what I call a straight subdivision, is now made up for in common area. So the density hasn't increased. It's just the layout is different, and maybe somebody doesn't want to take care of a yard, and so they have a common area that's taken care of instead, and their lot is their house, if that makes sense.
That makes sense.
But then wouldn't that would be a PUD?
Yes, but we're not forcing them into it. That's their choice.
Yeah, it was a choice.
So can you word it to where if you go footprint lots, you have to go a PUD?
Well, it is
Already
worded that way.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So yes.
So the answer is yes.
Yeah, if they're footprint lots, there's got to be some common area that they're going to be sharing.
Yeah.
Right.
And so they'd have to have a PUD and a
Correct.
homeowners association and stuff to maintain it all.
I'm not as worried about single-family lots. I mean, if somebody wants to come in and do 5-acre development and put actual lots in single-family homes, bring it.
Yeah.
And in many of the multifamily zones, the multifamily developments already have standards for X percent common space, And so that's already really laid out. This is really just for the single-family zones and how to accommodate a variety of development types that are not multifamily, still single-family, just not the standard rectangles.
In the multifamily zones, RM12, RM25, you have to hit a certain acreage to even build multifamily anyways. So, which I think is a half acre. I'm pretty sure.
So the only thing we need to fix is the guest parking.
Well, it's correct in what I gave you in the packet. It's wrong in my presentation. Okay.
I like that we have more guest stalls, because that seems to be the biggest problem is that there's just not enough guest parking, and that helps enlarge that. But, you know, I don't know if it'll solve the problem when you have someone with 10 cars
Sure.
and they're going to park all their cars in the
Sure.
visitor parking.
Yeah.
But that's going to have to be up to the
HOA.
HOA and community and stuff, so. But I think it would help, and I like that.
Our
Raising
HOA
that.
stipulates if you're an owner, you can't park overnight in visitor parking because it's so, we hardly have any. And
Sure.
so if you are, you're in trouble.
I think it's a good faith effort towards a problem that we've heard from the public
Right.
regularly. So
Yeah.
I think that's a great response
Yeah.
to it, slightly increasing it. I don't think in the end it will solve
No.
the guest parking. I mean,
Yeah.
Thanksgiving's still gonna be a mess, like,
Yeah.
we
Yes.
can't deny that.
Yes.
But
But Thanksgiving's a mess in my neighborhood.
right, so, yeah, I think it's a good faith effort, and I appreciate the work y'all did.
Yeah.
Well, this is the same stuff I put up last time, not to interrupt your discussion, but for text amendment criteria, we find this promotes the purposes of the general plan and then helps, you know, speed interpretation for applicants, developers, for you to see the kind of projects that we're interested in. So, that's what we're proposing. Staff is still, you know, recommending approval, but we've had nice discussion. So however you guys want to move that forward, use the commission to the council.
So where this isn't on the agenda as a public hearing item?
It's not, we did it last time, so
Okay.
we don't have to.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what the boss told me.
Thank you, Chairperson.
I like what you've done, and I'm comfortable with it.
Put it out.
Any other discussions? I will make a motion. I move that we recommend approval of the amendment as provided in the attachments with the finding noted in the staff report.
I second?
Could I get a roll call vote, please?
Chair Anderson,
Yes.
Vice Chair Erickson,
Yes.
Commissioner Snow,
Yes.
Commissioner Leakey,
Yes.
Commissioner Edwards.
Abstain? I don't need to vote. Can I
Okay.
not vote?
The motion passes.
Thank you.
Never mind. Okay, thanks. Now we have our staff update and other businesses.
Yeah, for the department update, I just wanted to let you know what the city is applying for. This is the season where we are trying to find money to move things along in the city. And on the planning side, there are 4 projects for which we submitted to Wasatch Front Regional Council. I mean, they're basically, that's where most of the money for transportation-related items, you know, gets divvied out. It's mostly federal money. And so we have, first of all, a bridge over the Jordan River in there, and this is at Bingham Junction Park. And that came basically due to popular demand. There are quite a few people in the neighborhood who talked with council members about it.
That would beat swimming across.
Yes, it would beat
Yes.
swimming. And West Jordan is also on board with that. The other side of the river is in West Jordan. And West Jordan actually is also working on improvements right in that area. So it sort of was a nice coincidence that they are working on something there. Then the next item is buffered bike lanes on Bingham Junction Boulevard, together with some pedestrian improvements. This is a project that we already sent to UDOT earlier in the year, but they didn't fund us, so we're trying again. And this would add buffered bike lanes between 72nd South and Center Street. There's plenty of space on the road, so it's relatively easy. The other component, the pedestrian improvement, would be right at Top Golf. There's a lot of pedestrian traffic from Top Golf to the restaurants and vice versa. So we submitted that. Then we submitted for funding on looking at our code with respect to the landscaping provisions. You know, in the spirit of what we just talked about with the water use and preservation plan. And the idea is to make everything a little more uniform, simpler to administer, simpler for developers and homeowners to follow, and to especially keep the idea of water savings. I mean, it's all in the code right now, but it's not very consistent. You might remember we approved the water efficiency standards from the Jordan Valley Water Conservancy District, which is our really the most important water provider we have. And that, you know, was the city's choice, but there was also a lot of incentive to approve that. And we just need to basically work that more into the system so that it actually works. And it's, you know, would be preferable to have someone with more background in that, especially with regard to landscaping, you know, types of plants and so forth. So that's the idea behind that. And then the crowning thing that hopefully will be funded this time is the land use plan. The land use plan hasn't been updated since 2016, so it's been a while, and in these intervening years we have updated quite a few other elements of the general plan, and we've even created new ones. For example, the transportation master plan is brand new. Midvale never had one, and you know, we've had several plans addressing the downtown. So the land use plan would synthesize all of that, and also then, especially with respect to the land use, try to get us to the point where we have more actionable policy that the city can work towards. So otherwise, planning conference is coming up, and I think we'll have record attendance this time. So, we haven't signed you up yet, but it's going to happen tomorrow, so look out for emails with instructions. So.
Sounds good.
And one last thing that I forgot. I know you've all been waiting for the ground rules book discussion. And here is my proposal to you. We have about 40 pages left in the book, roundabout. There are some chapters that maybe aren't as applicable to you. So I'm proposing that you read whatever you would like to read. And then in October, or whenever you've all done as much reading as you would like to do, we'll have, that you can stomach. We'll have one last session where we, address any questions you have. I will probably pick out 3-4 principles in what we haven't discussed yet, and then we can do sort of like an overall little overview, discussion about what have we learned. Is there anything that maybe we need to watch out for? or anything that maybe would drive changes in the bylaws or in our code.
Okay,
Does
thank
that-
you.
Sounds like a plan?
Oh,
Well,
There's a plan.
Yeah, a plan for the planning.
Yeah. What did you want to say?
I did have something
Okay.
to add. So we had talked at our thank you dinner, which by the way, thank you for our thank you dinner. That was lovely, delicious food.
Adam Page, so he.
Thanks, Anna.
Thank you, Adam.
I used one of the cards.
Yeah, we escaped before and we had talked over, at least at the table that I was at, about how great the Hillcrest High Marching Band has been sounding lately. So I found some contacts online and emailed the music directors over there. It was probably a bit too detailed with too much personal information, but I did get a response. So I wanted to read that because there is an invite in here for all of us. It says, we invite you, the Midvale Planning Commission, and any other community members to come to our Friends and Family Night, where we showcase CU Space Cowboy, that's the name of their program this year, in its entirety in a free concert held in the Husky Stadium, October 17th at 7 p.m. We would love to see and meet any new friends. Also, you can follow and support us on Instagram at Hillcrest High Band. So,
That's really
if you'd
cool.
like to support and see them, they're probably going to be at their peak on October 17th because they've been practicing for several weeks and months. So I'd encourage you all to go out there, and we might make it out there as well.
So Friday, I'll be there.
Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah. So if you get a hair up your butt sometimes to just email random people, go
Don't
for it.
put that in the minutes.
It won't be typed out.
Okay, good.
It's a common saying. But that's all I had, and I just wanted to share, so thank you.
Well, I know some common sayings, but I don't say them.
It's shocking.
Thank you very much.
Oh, and that was from Mary Ann Tierlink, who is the Hillcrest High Music Department Assistant.
What's the time, kids?
And I move that we close the meeting at 6:28.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So adjourned. Gosh, I was